Hello everyone, and welcome to the SenseGlove for Linux tutorials. I am Mamadou Babai, a C++ Unreal developer at SenseGlove. In this video, we are going to see how to connect to a Nova Glove from SenseCom on Linux using Bluetooth CTL and command line. Also, we are going to provide two utility scripts in order to connect or disconnect to any SenseGlove device from the terminal. But before we start, I have to remind you that we also have another tutorial doing exactly the same thing on Linux using a graphical user interface called Blueman or Bluetooth Manager. If you head to the SenseGlove docs at this address and either here search for Linux or here click on this link, connecting devices, and after that, if you come to this section and here should choose the Linux tab, you will see the YouTube tutorial for how to connect to a Nova Glove or for example the older DK models using Blueman, and it's just the same thing we are going to do in this video. Some people reported they have issues connecting using Blueman, so that's why we are providing an alternative way to use the terminal in order to connect from SenseCom to the glove. So let's head back to the terminal, and before we start, I'm going to run SenseCom. And by the way, where you can grab SenseCom for Linux is if you go to the SenseCom repositories on GitHub. Here you could find the latest release for Linux, and basically if you check out this repository and copy this directory on your computer, you should be able to basically run SenseCom. But just as a starter, you have to make sure that your SenseCom has the executable permission. As you can see, you can use the change mode, ch mode, add the executable permission for all users. That A stands for all and X is the executable permission. Then you can basically check it here. As you can see, sorry, you can see here the executable permission has been set for all users. I could just undo that in order for you to see the difference, but also my terminal is able actually to show it. For executables, my terminal uses the green color here. It's not executable anymore. As you can see, the permission is taken away. And I'm going, if you want to just add the permission for the current user, you could just do this. That means user plus X, or you could even use G, which means also the group users, the users who are on the same group as us. But I prefer just to allow all users to be able to run the SenseCom executable. As you can see, I did re-enable it again. So when I run SenseCom, as you can see, it just opens here, and because I use i3WM, sometimes it just does not give me the window, so I have to resize it or make it a floating window in order to be able to move it. But if you are using a proper desktop environment, you should not be having any issues like I did. Okay, now I have SenseCom running and my glove is turned on, but it's not going to detect it because first I have to basically make the Bluetooth connection. in order to make the Bluetooth connection, there are some instructions that you should take. It does not matter if you use a graphical user interface application, an application with a graphical user interface, or the command line utilities such as Bluetooth CTL. For example, some distros require you to be inside a certain group. For example, for using the serial port, you might be your user might be needed to be added to the dial-out group or the Bluetooth group. Also, where you can usually find those informations. For example, I'm using Gen 2 Linux, and I could just type Gen 2 Bluetooth, and as you can see here, there's some documentation that just provides those information of what you can do in order to be able to use the Bluetooth. Also, for example, for Arch Linux, you could come here and check, and they have like a very good documentation on the Bluetooth, and also other distros, probably for Ubuntu or Debian or Red Hat, whatever. You could always find this documentation on their websites if you Google for it. But anyway, I assume you've already done those things, but you only want to now connect to the basically glove using Bluetooth CTL. Once you figured out all those requirements, you just simply could type Bluetooth CTL. If you type help, of course, it's just going to show you all the possible commands that you could use with the Bluetooth CTL. But I'm just going to run Bluetooth CTL and drop to the command line. As you can see, it says the controller just gives me a MAC address. The controller is basically the Bluetooth controller. It could be on a dongle, or it could be like I'm using a laptop right now. It could be built in inside your laptop. But anyway, it's just going to have a MAC address. This is important because later I'm going to provide you with scripts to just automatically do this. But I'm going very verbose now, basically give you some commands that you don't have to always run those commands, but it's just usually good for troubleshooting if you're not able to connect to the glove or any other Bluetooth device. If we type list here, basically what it does is just going to print the controller MAC address. As you can see, it's just the same thing as this one, because when you run the Bluetooth CTL, always it's just first detects those Bluetooth controllers that you have. Of course, if you type help here, again, it just shows you all the commands. Then anyway, I'm going to copy this, and basically here I'm going to say show, and after show I'm going to basically enter the MAC address of the controller. It just gives me extra information about the controller, what it supports, or whatever other information, like as you can see here about this device. But these are not necessary commands. You just need them the first time to just extract this MAC address of the controller for the scripts. Anyway, now I'm going to force the Bluetooth device to Bluetooth controller to power on. Sometimes it's just might be for the power saving purpose, or something your operating system decides to hibernate it or put it into a sleep. So when I do that, it should be telling me changing power on succeed. Then after this one, I have to run two other commands. Basically enable the agent and set it as default. I'm going to type agent on, and then I'm going to type default agents. By the way, when you are typing, if you press the tab, it's just going to use the autocomplete feature to just type the rest of that command usually for you. Then I will set this agent as the default one. It says default agent request successful. Then the next thing is I have to make this controller, this Bluetooth controller, discoverable and pairable. I guess once you enable it, probably, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be discoverable and pairable for 3 minutes or so. I write discoverable on, then I'm going to write pairable on. Now it's both discoverable and it's pairable, so it's just going to advertise itself and other devices could recognize it. Now I'm going to scan for devices. Basically, it's just going to find all the devices around me once I enter this command. As you can see, it just even tries to print out their name. And here, oh, my glove just turned off. And I have to probably turn it on again. Okay. Now, if I, as you can see, oh, it just, once it's turned on, it automatically like detects it. And then even I could type devices again in order to see all the detected devices. As you can see, this Nova device has been detected, though we haven't yet connected to it, or we just detected. That's it. Now, the first thing I have to do always, I have to pair it. I say pair, and I have to copy paste this MAC address for the Nova glove. As you can see, this MAC address is unique to this Nova glove, and this was for our controller, this MAC address, as you can see here. So here I'm going to basically copy this and paste it. And once I do that, it's just going to pair it. It says, do you confirm this code? This code is like a code in order to initiate a secure exchange between these devices. I say yes. And once I do that, it says connected. No, but yeah, let's type yes. Now it's connected because the first time I just entered Y, but it didn't connect, but I had to just press Y. Now it's just paired. And after that, I have to trust the device. Then I will type trust. Again, I'm going to paste the MAC address of the glove, and it's just going to trust it. It says yes, the trust succeeded. We still haven't connected to the device yet. So that's one thing you should be wary of. We just basically paired it, and we basically trusted it. Now, I'm going to type connect, and after that it says attempting to connect, and as you can see, it says connected. Now I'm connected to the device, and it just disconnects because it does not have anything to do on the device, so it's just disconnect. Anyway, if I type info, basically it's just going to give me extract some information from this glove and show it on the screen, and that's it. This is all you need for this connection. Now, because Bluetooth CTL is going to cache this, the next time you are going to run Bluetooth CTL, you only have to type connect. That's it. Or if your device is in hibernate mode or being like in a standby mode, you could just power on your controller and again say connect. You don't have to basically go through all these steps. I just gave these step-by-step commands in order for you to later just easily troubleshoot what's going on. Anyway, now I'm going to type quit, and now I did pair the device, I did trust the device. Now I have to basically, because the communication happens here over the serial port, so I have to basically try to create the Rfcomm device. And as you can see, if I just check here inside /dev, I don't have any Rfcomm devices here. As you can see, there is no Rfcomm device here. And what I should do, basically, I have to create a Rfcomm device. I'm going to type using Rfcomm connect. Basically, this is the command that I need in order to create that Rfcomm device. And after that, immediately my glove is going to get detected by SenseCom once I run this command. If I type Rfcomm connect, I have to basically tell it to create the Rfcomm device, which I'm going to actually put it inside this path. And then I'm going to give it the MAC address of the glove itself, and also this one, if I guess I don't remember exactly what this parameter is for. We could always basically check the help, but the default is always 1. I can just type here Rfcomm help, and as you can see, just help connect. Here it says channel default always 1. If you check the documentation or the man page, type man Rfcomm here in the command, it says specified it will use the channel number 1, and that's the default. I'm going to use that default anyway. Now let's do that again. Rfcomm connect. And just one more thing to keep in mind, if you basically hit enter now, it's just going to create that Rfcomm device, and it just waits for you until you press Control C on the keyboard. If you don't want to, if you want to just send this process to background, and you cannot then basically kill it by using Control C. Instead of that, later on you have to basically find the process ID and then kill it. If you do that, so you will send it to the background. I don't want to do that. I want to basically keep it for now. As you can see, it just it says permission denied, because I have to now run this with the sudo command, which is going to actually do it as super user. Sudo is super user do. So once I do that, I enter my password, and yeah, basically it's just waiting for me to press Control C. And as you can see, SenseCom detected the glove. And how can you just kill the process if you send it to the background? You could just always use this command, ps aux grep-si. That means case S for ignoring. Actually, you could do this. S is unnecessary here. Like it just search like in a case insensitive way for Rfcomm. And as you can see here, we see the process ID. So I can just basically type here sudo, because we run it as root, kill all -9, and you don't need to do kill all usually when you give it a process name, but just kill is enough. And -9, or you could type sig kill. These are the same thing inside Linux, but basically it doesn't matter. You could just send that -9. It's just going to kill that process. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, here I could always press Control C. So if you want to send this to background and basically the terminal is still available, you could add a ampersand at the end of the command. But anyway, now I want to just calibrate the device. And I'm just wearing the glove, and let me reset the calibration. And for the calibration also, just please keep in mind, as it just guides you, you have to create a fist by moving all your fingers. And once you do that, you only have to basically move your thumb in a basically thumbs up or okay status, and then the calibration is done. So as you can see, now the glove is connected, and you could use it inside Unreal Engine or Unity, and it's going to work. But how can you just disconnect from basically this device and also release the Rfcomm device? First, you have to shut down SenseCom. As you can see, I'm shutting it down. Now I only have to press Ctrl C, and it's just going to hang up for me. And also, you could run Bluetooth CTL and type disconnect and give it the basically the MAC address of the glove. Now it's a successful disconnect, and as you can see, it's disconnect. Also, you could just directly, instead of going to the Bluetooth CTL command line, you could basically type Bluetooth CTL disconnect, the same thing. And also it's just with the connect command or any other command that we used here. You could always just instead of going to the Bluetooth CTL command line, just call those commands here with the required parameters, like for example connect or disconnect. But also I guess now the Rfcomm device has been removed automatically, but if it didn't, you could type sudo rfcomm release and /dev/rfcomm 0, if just in case that Control C didn't work or you killed the process using the method I've just mentioned. You could always release the Rfcomm device like this. Like this. But there's no such device, so it's not able to basically disconnect that. But anyway, let me run SenseCom again, because I want you now to be able to use the scripts I'm going to provide you with. Basically, what we did now, we don't even need that. We only need the this MAC address here, and also this MAC address is for the glove. And we could just paste those inside the those scripts and use those scripts with one command to just connect or disconnect to the glove. Now I'm going to call this script sgc.sh and sgd.sh. C for connect, and sg of course SenseGlove, and sgd means SenseGlove disconnect. Then I'm going to open my editor here. As you can see, here is the basic scripts. It's just the command that we use to connect to the glove, and also I'm going to send it to the background because I want you to just run the script and return to shell. And you can, if you don't want to, you can always remove this ampersand at the end. But anyway, here I'm going to just paste my basically this is, I guess, the glove. Let me check. This is, yes, this is the MAC address for the controller. So I'm going here, and this variable control device or CTRL device is just going to be the MAC address of the Bluetooth controller. And also this one is going to be the MAC address of the glove. And I'm going to basically paste it here. For the Rfcomm device, I'm going to name it this. You can of course change it to Rfcomm 1 or whatever, but I'm fine with Rfcomm 0. And also, if I'm going to use the disconnect script, I have to basically paste the device MAC address inside this script as well. So Now I'm going to just use the script. Before that, you could use chmod a+x sgc.sh in order to make sure it is executable, and also the other script. So now I'm just going to call this with sudo, because the last command, the Rfcomm, requires sudo permission. So I'm going to just call sudo sgc .sh, and it should be able to automatically connect to the glove. And as you can see, yeah, Senscom just recognize it. And now I'm going to basically, I have to reset the calibration because I wear the glove, and now it's calibrated. Of course, you could always here come and run other things like the connections or settings or troubleshooting or whatever. But anyway, for the sake of this tutorial, just we keep it simple. Now, once you want to disconnect it, you have to just shut down the SenseCom application, and then after that, I guess it's just maybe, yeah, okay. Now I'm going to remove the Rfcomm and also disconnect. It just says attempting disconnect, and successfully disconnected, and also the last command is just there in order to be sure that we just remove the device, but successful disconnect will always remove that. So basically that's it. This is how you are going to just in order to confirm. As you can see, it's just disconnected. As you can see, it was really simple to use the command line and those scripts to do the same thing as we did with the Blueman or Bluetooth Manager application, but this time we did it from the command line. Hope you have enjoyed this video.